emotion, she don't ever mind me. I'm a Mac, little baby, know it's a fact. Los Angeles in my lap, got belly still in the trap. I really be spitting bars, got niggas thinking I rap. I'm hanging out with the stars, still can't relax, even in these foreign cars. I'm rolling around with the strap, when I hit it hard. Permission to make it clap, I need a round of applause, but I might settle for that. Had to break a couple laws, put my city on the map. You think you beat the pussy up, but you didn't make her come. Even if you made her come, she ain't never coming back. Play it like you couldn't call it, it's just something that you lack. Michael Jack, got Billie Jean talking bad behind your back. She can roll with me, it's a lucky day. Got a pound of tree and the gang, yeah. We had stacks, blending in and spinning racks. Representing is a trend, I don't see no end to that. Where you at? If I slip, I slide, I don't trip, I glide. When I dip, I dive. When I dive deep. In the middle of her ocean, you know where to find me. When it's poetry in motion, she don't ever mind me. If I slip, I slide, I don't trip, I glide. When I dip, I dive. When I dive deep. In the middle of her ocean, you know where to find me. When it's poetry in motion, she don't ever mind me.
They told me slowly is the fastest way to get where you wanna be. So I ease to a steady speed. Let that bitch breathe, no push stop. Give me keys to that blue Impala, this the good part. When you're living everything you thought about. No single mothers who rather teach their sons how to squabble. No killers who became good fathers who raised their daughters. Look now, AP, I'm 50 for my keys. Las Vegas residency, I brought the two of to me. The good part is father and father. I know it might look hard, but baby, nothing is out of your reach. Grabbed it and I'll be damned if they gon' take it from me. Passion is what I had before any Grammy.
She can roll with me, it's a lucky day. Got a pound of tree and the gang, yeah.
We have sacks and some dirty vans, blowing hella bands. I don't smoke, but I'm still high as the price of gas.
If I slip, I slide, I don't trip, I glide. When I dip, I dive. When I dive deep. In the middle of her ocean, you know where to find me. When it's poetry in motion, she don't ever mind me. If I slip, I slide, I don't trip, I glide. When I dip, I dive. When I dive deep. In the middle of her ocean, you know where to find me. When it's poetry in motion, she don't ever mind me.
Wambano in my zone, yeah. And it all went up like the surges. She want me to beat it up, but I'm a murder, I'ma purge it. When we pull up his curtains, have your shorty all screaming like ooh, 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 ooh. Swinging with the top right down. Heard they wanna come around now. I trip in silence, but I'm so loud. Heard they wanna come around.
I'm on the juice, feeling like Tupac. Run it, get a new bag, call something new swag. Money in your head like a Niger man, and skis on your head like a do-rag. Wait, you say they're mine, I say that's so funny. Raised in the trenches where it's so muddy. Don't ask about nobody that don't roll with me. If I pull up, yo pretty, take a stroll with me. I like big whips, brown skins and big breasts. Big checks, no stress, they upset. Henny got me too lit, Amirius a new fit. Pretty acting dumb, she got a brain, I tell her use it.
Go to hook going crazy, you know. No side, east side, sell.
Hello, what's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Why is gold pulling back? What's up? What's up? What's up? Alright, 1 second. Hello, hello, yeehaw. Good afternoon, good morning. Anna, hello. Rosie, hello. How you doing, guys? All right, let's get into it. See what we got today. So gold is currently bullish. All right, so gold is currently bullish on the daily time frame. We broke the previous high within the last 30 minutes, the previous daily high. Sherlock, what's good, man? So looking at gold on the daily time frame, it does look like we're maintaining this uptrend structure. We created a support yesterday, and today we've broken yesterday's high. We've respected previous low, and we're still pushing up. So I'm bullish on gold today, unless I get a massive support formed on like the 4-hour time frame. I'm definitely looking for some more gold buys. So the 4-hour has created a nice double bottom, and if it continues this pattern, so from the neckline to the first head, it's 320 pips. So if the pattern plays out, we're looking at about 369.3370. Has to complete this double bottom here. Now the 4-hour has broken the previous high and this 4-hour resistance. So if we get a closure above 3338, you know, we have a closure above and we should continue pushing. Now if gold wants to continue bearish, what we'd have to see on the 4-hour time frame is gold create a lower high. So how this candle closes is going to be very important. But the signs are pointing more towards gold buys. You know, the candles, high time frame candles are trending up. So yeah, it's a good look for buys. Alright, let's drop down to the lower time frames now. So we had a nice break above the range here. We struggled a little bit this morning in London session, had a bit of a range. And we've been pushing up for the last hour and a half, 2 hours. And we finally got a closure above this resistance. You know, 338. I was actually looking at some buys, but I had a very long stop loss here. 86 pips, and because of the break I was looking for a retest of this resistance. So if this candle closes above, then the buys do look better, but after this push up, just need a bit of structure to continue the buys up. So that's what I'm waiting for now. But this is it's quite a pullback here, little 60 pips back into this range. Benny, what's good? Alright, pound yen. So I restarted my trading view and all my analysis disappeared. I need to hit save more often because look, I had it all marked up today. It's annoying when it does that. Alright, so this level here, 196.2, is such a strong level for GJ. As you can see, it tapped into it this morning and then just tanked. So we did have pound news this morning, UK jobs. Let's see how the jobs came out. So the jobs came out higher than expected, way higher than expected. Which, if you saw the video I put out about the fundamentals, UK jobs, if it misses, if it came out lower, it would have been bullish for GJ. If it came out higher, it would have been bearish for GJ, which it was. So we had this lovely drop this morning from nearly 100 pips, well, it definitely fell 100 pips from the resistance anyway, but the news helped it push down. So let's put some analysis on. Got support here. And we've got a support, a resistance there. Right, so GJ on the daily, it's already broken yesterday's low. Definitely broke yesterday's low. Although it did break yesterday's high first. 4 hour. 4 hours just been sort of sideways, it's been ranging. I'm looking for pound yen to continue back down if it breaks these lows, but if it holds, because it has bounced off a 4 hour support, then we could see a slow push back up. So ideally for the buyers, a closure above 195.3 to go up, and I need a break of these lows to keep dropping down. But to be honest, gold looks better to me today. Well, for now, it could always switch. Looks like gold is dropping back down. See how this 1 hour candle closes. If the 1 hour at least closes above this resistance, the buyers still look good. But either way, I still want to see some structure. Oh my god, where's that bullish energy? So gold is definitely creating structure. I hope so. I hope so. But this is quite a strong push back into this range here. Looks like we might be respecting this 4 hour resistance at 3338. And if that's the case, then we could be continuing down. So I did make a note in my journal that it looks like gold's, this was before it actually broke yesterday's high, but it looked like a bearish continuation pattern. Look, strong bearish candle, weak bullish one that broke the low. So typically, I mean, a continuation would be a wick fill and then a break of this low to continue. So that's, the sells aren't off the table, but the buys look better to me just because of the higher time frame. But I mean, going by, was it yesterday? But we're really dropping back down into this range. Look at this. So yesterday, initially was looking for a closure below, and if you remember, was looking for, where was it? A closure below here. 33, say call it 33.15. I was looking for a closure below to sell down. Fortunately, this candle didn't break the low, so there was no entries, but it actually flipped back up and then just started to drive all the way up. Now the 4 hour, this 4 hour at 2 o'clock, see, it broke the low and then it came back up and broke the high. And if you remember, I was looking for, if the 4-hour highs were broken, then I was looking for the buys up. But the setups, the price action, just, it was horrible. It wasn't nice. Did have a continuation pattern right here, but I mean, it's in the middle of the range. Had a resistance right above. It just wasn't great price action. It wasn't even that it wasn't great price action. There was just no, the ranges weren't nice. The ranges weren't nice. So no trades yesterday. But yeah, look, we had a big drop during Asian session. 230 pip drop and retraced the whole move. I do believe the markets are waiting for CPI tomorrow. So always arrange before CPI. Sometimes NFP too. I think on the day of NFP, I normally expect a range. Not necessarily for the whole week, but like definitely on the day. CPI likes to have NFP likes to range. I really wasn't expecting gold to pull back this much though, but we've broken the previous low. Okay, 1 hour still looks good. Yeah, and see how this 4-hour candle closes really in terms of this range, but maybe that's why we're getting a pullback, because it's a 4-hour resistance. So no US news today, but Trump is speaking tonight at 9 p.m. What's Trump talking about? 20th anniversary of the United States in Fort Bragg. Okay. Okay. Probably won't be watching the markets, watching the charts for that. So I said I'll be looking for sells if I got a strong resistance formed on gold. But this, even though this is a strong resistance, I wouldn't take sells on the next candle. I would have to wait for a bit more confirmation of the structure. So like the pullback, lower high, and then get into the sells down. So I need a support, then another resistance to then sell, break the support, and then come down. You know, so I'll never just take a sell on a straight candle unless I was closing, it was closing like back in Asian range. So Asian range is all the way down here. If this candle was closing back below this Asian low, this Asian high, sorry, then I would have been looking for sells on the next candle. But this, just this one resistance, this one bearish candle isn't enough for me to take the sells yet. I'll need something else as confirmation. You know what, I'm gonna make this is a 4-hour resistance, which is more significant, so I'm gonna mark that as such. I wonder why the stream looked a bit empty. Camera wasn't on. Anyone catch any of the moves today? Any of these gold buys up? Any of the GJ sells down? I mean, the gold buys up started pretty early. I mean, this double bottom here, support formed, and then we had pretty much like a closure above. Yeah, gold buys up were nice. Say he said he caught the buys up to the 4H4 res, not long closed. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, these buys up here were pretty nice. You know, got support form, like I said, closure above. If you took here about 200 plus 200 pips, beautiful, 240 odd pips. Yeah, man, nice, 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 real nice. see what gold wants to do now. But the 1 hour still looks like a continuation up. It's just this 4 hour resistance here that doesn't look great for the buyers. Like I said, if it holds and then we get a lower high, we could get a lower high on the 4 hour time frame to then come back down. But it's still early. Still got some time. I took the GJ closure below after news. So, oh look, gold broke that low. Where's the closure below? When was news? 7. Okay, so here I guess. Oh, this was nice too, man. Okay, you guys caught some good trades this morning. Oh, that went down. If you went to the first support, it's like what, 40 pips? Yeah, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, you lot are catching some bangers. You might have to go back to London sessions, you know, because London sessions, we've been getting some moves. To be fair, you might have to do a couple London session streams so we can catch some moves together. But a London session is so hit and, well, both sessions are really hit and miss, to be honest. Gold's still coming down some more. Alright, so if gold does come down, if it breaks, so let's draw some levels below. Asian highs are around here. Yeah, if gold closes below 3326, like 3327, then I'll definitely be looking for sells to play this range, to sell back down through this range, because then the 4 hour now is bullish, but if it pushes back down within this current hour and closes below, then the 4 hour will be bearish, the daily will be flipping bearish, and we'll have that 4 hour lower high that I was talking about. That's if it comes back down. But if we just push down a little bit, create a support and a higher low, because we've got a minor support here. So as long as we stay above 33.29, 33.30 and create a support, then I think we can continue up. But we have clean ranges on either side, to be honest. We've got clean range for the buys up to 33.54. And we have a clean range below 33.27 as well. So we've got ranges on both sides. Ranges on both sides. Look, 240 pips. 160 pips. So we've got options. We've got options. Gold is dropping now. Where are we going, gold? How far are we dropping? How far are we coming down now? Let's see if this 4 hour flips bearish. Where's the 4 hour open? 4 hour opened at around 33.29. So if we come back down and this 4 hour flips, been a very big quite a big pullback from this resistance here. Look, it's been 100 pips now. Right, we had a lot of range in here. It's pushing back into this London session range. If we can clear that area, then the sells definitely look good. So the 4 hours very close to flipping bearish here too. Very close. Look. Oh, 4 hours about to flip. You gonna flip? Where was the open? 29.45. Yep. So we flip bearish. Alright, so if we close bearish, that depends on how bearish though. We need a strong body. We need a strong body. Otherwise, if we have a weak bearish body, there's still the potential for a continuation pattern up. Oh, back into 28. It's jerking. So gold is playing the range. Man, I don't know what gold wants to do right now. But all I know is if, like I said, we get a closure back below 3327, because we'll be closing back in the Asian range, I'll be looking for sales. But look, we just pulled back from this area where it was messing around earlier. Dun, 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 dun. It's weird when gold breaks like higher time frame highs and then comes back in the opposite direction. This is a pretty strong rejection. Hopefully, since the daily is still bullish, 4 hours just about bullish, we get that support form to continue up. Hopefully, I do prefer the buys on gold, especially with, you know, higher time frame candles breaking the previous highs, daily and 4 hour. It's a nice little swing up for gold. Alright, Goldie. What's this 30-minute candle closing like? What's GJ doing? Oh, guys, GJ closure above. Retrace this drop. Oof, look at that. Continuation pattern on GJ too. Yeah, GJ looks better than gold now. See, I knew it would flip. Alright, 7 minutes, 7 minutes. We need it to close above 195.31 on pound yen. I'll keep an eye on the price there. And gold. See, yeah, it did look like a gold. Does look like a continuation pattern here too. So we might get a wick fill. And you know what? Sometimes with these continuation patterns, you'll see like the first candle, or you'll see a candle fill the previous wick like halfway, and then the next candle complete it and complete the wick fill. So it doesn't necessarily happen in one candle. Sometimes it happens in two. And this is why I don't take sells on the first bearish candle. No, one bearish candle doesn't mean a sell. You need just a bit more confirmation. So this, not to say that it won't sell, but if it was to, I mean, this candle could just retest, come back down. But yeah, the retest would be another confirmation if it rejected again. Do you know what I mean? But this is a nice push back up. Hopefully we get that closure above again. Gold is so funny. It's a strong 15-minute candle. Very strong 15-minute candle. Let me see what the DXY is doing. In fact, that's the long way. Let's check on our good friend US dollar. Now, if gold's going to be going up, we should see the dollar coming down. So it has been dropping. Right now, it's pushing up. Maybe that's why we had that little dip on gold. This might be the double bottom here on gold, forming a double top. But looks like it's respected a support. But you know, something to look at. Don't need to save it. Alright, all we need is a wick fill, break the high, continue up. Just a 30-minute time frame, see how this closes first. Would you take the closure above? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't take the closure above now because you have this resistance right here. But I do want to wait for the next 30-minute candle to close. So basically the 1 hour candle. I want to see how this 1 hour candle. If the 1 hour candle closes above, I'll be looking for buyers because then we'll have. That's where we have the 4 hour candle break into, close into, sorry, and then we'll have a closure above this 4 hour resistance, and then when these highs get broken, then I'll be looking for the buyers. Do you know what I mean? But if this 4 hour resistance is respected, I need to see how the next 4 hour candle reacts to that, because then, like I said, if we close below, then we could potentially get a lower high, although I am leaning more towards a bullish bias. But how these 4 hour candles have been behaving recently, I mean, look, we broke the low here and broke the high, even though we had a very weak, to be honest, it was a very weak 4 hour candle here. So breaking the high and low wasn't really significant, because if you can imagine, because this candle was just in the range, if you erase the candle like it wasn't there, then we didn't actually break the previous 4 hour low, and then once we broke that high, we continued up. If that makes sense, this candle really didn't add much value to the structure or the bias, because it was indecision candle. That's kind of how I looked at it. Like, okay, this candle didn't really help with the analysis or anything. Alright, so 30-minute candle, it didn't close back above the resistance. We closed right on it. So now if this candle breaks the high, pushes up, then I'll be looking for buyers on the next candle. Looks like GJ didn't close above either. Weak bearish. Yeah, I'm good on pound yen. I'm good on pound yen. Pound yen yesterday, oh my god, this range in here was horrible. Remember, we had this strong push up, then this push back down, this drop, and then look at this, just range, and then randomly 7:30 we pushed up, and then more range. It was just GJ. Look at GJ. You can't really like draw structure. I mean, you can draw structure, but it's horrible. Look at that. Could you even call this highs, lows? This is what I do if I'm not sure of structure. I just start drawing the highs and lows. this is pound yen yesterday. Good luck trying to trade that. Like madness. If you are trying to trade this, you're forcing it. I'm sorry, you're forcing it, because the structure was horrible. The structure was absolutely terrible. But today, I mean yesterday was a quiet day in the markets, which, you know, we kind of expected. You know, let Monday set up for the week. Let Monday set up, and as far as gold is concerned, for me, it created a support. Today, where it looks like we're expecting the support to continue up. But bigger picture, I was expecting gold to stay within this range before CPI. So yeah, it's all good. Look at this 1 hour, beautiful 1 hour continuation pattern. Yeah, it should fill this wick. Within this 1 hour candle. Now, one thing with this pattern is it can break the lows and the highs. You can break the lows and the highs. Just need to push past this resistance. Get a nice closure on the 4 hour for us. And then we might get some sells. I mean, some buys after 2 o'clock. Just 25 minutes. 25 minutes. A lot can happen in that 25 minutes. But hopefully we get these buys in. Got to survive the 4 hour bottom wick. What's happening? What's happening, gold? Where are we going? We still have 24 minutes, so, you know, ideally we get a bit of a longer bottom wick. Doesn't have to, but it would be good. A bit more range for the candle. GJ's coming back down. Ah, gold. I want it to stay above 33, 38. I would like for gold to stay above there. It's like watching these candles move for a whole half an hour. So remember, for the sells, I wanted to see we've got a resistance, a support, and then a lower high for the sells down. This is always when I'm looking for sells, or majority of the time, especially in an uptrend or when price is pushing up. This is what I need to see for sells. So it's literally bearish structure basically. So just the resistance is not enough. It has to be, you know, lower highs. Not to say this is what's happening, but this, if it was creating a resistance here, I would still be looking for a closure back below, but to me a resistance formed around here would be the lower high, and then probably the start of more of a pullback at least. Just watching a couple up. More. Alright, so we got a longer bottom wick, which is good. Bit more of a bottom wick. Alright, 15 minutes to go. What's the new 15-minute candle looking like? Okay, so 15-minute respected the support, closed above. Nice, 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 nice. Oh, sorry, guys. Go on. 15-minute candles are still trending up. Break this high, keep pushing. Let's go. Give us that closure above so we can get a nice little trade in today. Got a nice clean range to the left, man. Where are we breaking the highs? 40.3. Close to re-breaking the highs. Seems like 33.40 is quite a strong level. Definitely a strong level. Nothing on pound yen. I don't want to take a trade on pound yen and gold at the same time. And pound yen just moves so slow compared to gold. So slow. got the wick fill for this continuation pattern. Nearly. But I think the next candle will definitely fill the wick. The next candle should definitely fill this wick. You know? If it doesn't, in the next 7 minutes. Come on, go. Oh, looks like GJ's pushing as well. Looks like pound yen's giving us a little push. Still not taking pound yen. And I don't really like the correlation with gold and GJ. I find that sometimes when gold is going up, pound yen is going down. Yeah. So I try not to look at both of them at the same time, or be in trades going in opposite direction or the same direction. Now it doesn't always mean that, but I've noticed that sometimes. Ooh, gold. Need that closure above gold. Need that closure above. Alright, so we closed below, which is not what I wanted for these buys. So the 4 hour didn't break that previous high. GJ broke the highs. GJ closed above. This is yeah, it's a bit weird this. So no trades for me just yet, of course, which is a shame. So now with gold, I need to see a solid closure above this resistance right here. But to be honest, the buys, they don't look great to me right now, and that's just based on how this 4 hour candle closes. So if this current candle doesn't break this high and it starts to come back down, then we're just seeing gold play this range. So, you know, possibly sells back down to 33.05. Possibly 1 hour. I was expecting at least. I didn't expect the 1 hour to close like this. I don't like how this 1 hour candle has closed. If it closed with a stronger body, you know, bit of a smaller top wick, I would have anticipated that the next candle, this current candle that we're on now, would have just broken the highs, you know, filled the wick, broke the high and continued up. But that's not what happened. On this 30-minute time frame now, it looks like we have a minor resistance. It still looks like a continuation pattern up, but the other things I'm looking at here is we've respected this resistance and we've pulled back, we've closed bearish. So if we, you know, if gold comes down, and I'm going to get rid of this just for now. Now, if gold comes down and it breaks this support here, or we close below this support without breaking these highs, then I think we're going to get a pullback, because it would be this, like I've drawn for the 3rd time today. This is what I would be seeing. So the sells would be below that support, this support, and then come down. So it all depends on how this, what this current candle does. Hopefully it doesn't just stay within this range, but for any confirmations of buys or sells. Like I said, I need a closure below this support for sells and a closure above this resistance for the buys, and that would mean that the 4-hour highs, or potentially, ideally if it does push above this resistance and close, we should be breaking the previous 4-hour highs, and then that would be a better confirmation for the buys up. I mean, right now this 4-hour candle could just be making a top wick, but that's what I'll be looking for. Yeah, man, look, these 1-hour candles, I'm not really feeling the way these candles have closed. But that's what I would need to see for price to continue up on gold. You know, just respect uptrend structure and continue. But if we break this support, like I said, we will be breaking that structure. On pound yen, well, pound yen closed above, so pound yen, I feel like pound yen is going to retrace this drop and keep pushing up. Now, if pound yen doesn't want to keep pushing up and it wants to stay bearish, then anywhere in this range from this resistance at 196.2 down to where we're at now, it could create a resistance to then sell back down. So that's what I'd be looking for on pound yen, but I do think it pushes up a bit more before anything happens anyway, since we got the closure above. If it doesn't push up too much and then we close back below this resistance, then I think pound yen, it will either sell or continue to range. But I think buys up, just a little bit more of a buy up would make more sense before it sells down, if it was to. But yeah, there's not going to be any trades here for at least the next half an hour, so I'm going to leave it here. You guys know what I'm looking for, I've just explained it. Yeah, if I do see something set up, like I said, I'll be in a Discord, but just like yesterday, I didn't see anything. Yesterday was horrible price action, very horrible price action, and it was terrible. There was no setups, no clean setups to get into anything, so obviously I did not. But we'll see what happens in the next 30. But either way, I have to wait for candles to close. So good luck out there today, guys. Good luck. Be careful in these streets. The markets are not playing, but I'm looking forward to CPI tomorrow. CPI. But yeah, guys, peace out. See you then. Okay, GJ's pushing.